Hi there everyone, Nubkeks here, and in today's video I'm going to walk you through on Holy Priest, I think first Holy Priest walkthrough of Sanctum Domination. Our first Mythic kill of Fatescribe Roh-Kalo on Mythic difficulty. Played Holy in a couple of fights? Yeah, a couple of fights in Castle Nathria, but I haven't played it yet this tier. I've been playing Disc, but I actually switched off of Kyrian, so I could play Necrolord for Shadow Priest. So that meant that I was actually playing Holy on this particular fight. Your pre-ritual, always fun. Pre-fight ritual on Holy Priest. We're trying to get 10 stacks, I should say, of Prayer of Mending. So 2 cast each on the tanks, alternate between them. Get your 5 stacks of your Legendary. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's what you got to do. Channel our Tormented Orb. That's just what I have on right now. I actually think the Holy Priest does better with like just random proc trinkets now, but that's what I've got. We're going into our damage stuff then pretty early on, so we're going to drop an Unholy Nova, and then we're going to go into our Divine Hymn on that very first Twist Fate, mostly to get it back in decent timing for P2. This sort of just depends on obviously where you put your heal CDs. We're going to be using our Salve in the first intermission to sort of help with that, and again it comes back for the very end of the fight as well. Bombs, those big AoE circles get dropped on the edge. They shoot out circles or orbs. Don't touch the orbs. Unfortunately, you can see right there, one of the issues I did run into on Holy was I wasn't planning enough to save these, what are they, Flash of Light procs? But I would definitely save those, because there's quite a lot of unplanned movement on this fight where you have to respond to, for example, soaking a rune on the floor, to moving out of lasers, to moving from orbs. It can be quite easy for your legendary effect to actually drop, particularly when you're going to use your channeled spells, like Divine Hymn, Symbol of Hope, whatever. As you can see, though, we're not really rushing. We're not going to rush to get it back. We're just going to slowly build up our stacks. There's a lot of heal CDs in this first phase, so it's not too bad. Yeah, and there's also a big chunk of damage whenever the tank drops the tank ad, but it doesn't do too, it's not too bad. So yeah, here we go. We're going to try to get some DPS in on this Shade. I'm going to throw in some heals. I actually think we go into just some Holy Nova spam, if I remember. I was feeling spicy this bull. I was like, you know what? Screw my mana. We're just going to burn some Holy Novas. It's fine. So AoE these adds down, and then you'll be looking to push the boss pretty much at this point and into the intermission. The intermission is pretty spooky, and there's some line of sight stuff going on, so bit of a throwback to Queen Ashara. Nowhere near as extreme as that, but still a little spicy. So number one, you want to be really on the edge of the platform here as the healer. The reason being that the runes that people are spinning in the middle, they actually put a laser beam between the runes and the middle, which essentially kills you if you touch it. So again, just be aware of like the ball spewers spinning around here. There's one just in front of me there on the left. We're going to go past it just for line of sight issues. You can see again the rune with the laser beam there as well. So just be careful. I was taking innervates during these intermissions just for some heal spam. And you can see that I tried to delay my salvation for my second channel of my trinket. So we channel our trinket, bonus mastery, drop in a salve. It's not essential, and obviously you can play around it the way you want and the way your raid team needs it, but that's what I was trying to do here. PIs for the Demonology Warlock for some single target damage. But yeah, the ads that are being tanked there, the 2 big ads, they're Despair Cast. It's like, I think it's a 25-yard circle around them. So use a weak aura, try to stay at range. The tanks and the melee have to line of sight it behind those braziers at the edge, just above my head. So it becomes kind of awkward. So just be aware of that. It's just kind of a pain. I honestly don't have any good tips for how to deal with it. It just kind of sucks. To be completely honest, it just kind of sucks. I think it affected me more in P2. But yeah, coming out of P1, you probably have burnt a decent chunk of mana. You can see most of the healers are on about half mana. So yeah, we're going to do the Symbol of Hope, which also brings back personal CDs. It's quite likely that players are going to be using their personal CDs to spin the runes in that intermission phase, because again, the healers mostly want to stay on the edge. You can go into the middle a little bit, but it's quite spicy. So they're going to be using personals to survive when they're spinning those runes. So Symbol of Hope to help them come back. Divine Hymn getting interrupted. This is the other new mythic mechanic. There's like 10 things on the floor. I think it usually prioritizes maybe half the healers and then mostly range DPS usually. And then you usually have melee spin the rings because it's kind of a hassle to deal with the ads in the intermission as melee. So yeah, the really important thing is as a priest, you're slow. So use your feathers. You need to have the feather talented. Use your feather to run to your rune and just move early. Don't get greedy channeling your hymns or whatever. Just go. Pretty much just go. Sniped. The close spot sniped by a Windwalker monk. Bad Windwalker. Sniping the close spot from the poor priest, but there you are. So we're going to go into our stuff. I often kind of like doing fleshcraft into that channel. I call it my hands up ritual. Fleshcraft channel into our Tormented Orb channel. It's kind of fun. But yeah, again, just sort of helping to AoE this stuff. You can definitely see this P2. We did drop our legendary again, which is a bit rough. This one is definitely a little bit spicier. You're going to have less CDs sort of sprinkled around just by the nature of it. And yeah, here we go into the second intermission. So here we have no CDs for us as the Holy Priest, but we're just going to sort of help out where we can. This is actually kind of spooky where you actually come in near the ad and the ad's just sort of stood there. So run away. You can see the weak aura at the top letting us know when it's safe. It's honestly quite difficult because you're dodging the orbs. You're trying to watch out for the runes spinning with beams. You're going to try to throw heals on people out there. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly where the tanks are with the ads, depending. You can see, for example, here that the tank has this line of sight behind. So this is a pain. We're just sort of trying to heal who we can, but it's definitely not ideal. I was trying to get heals on Roars there, but he is just... I don't even know where he is. He's gone. He is off. He's off somewhere on holiday. We have no idea where he is. Maybe he's spinning a rune, actually. Is probably what he was doing, but he wasn't there. But yeah, so there we go. And again, it's just a weak aura. I think just Sanctum of Domination glows, which just glows when people with those glows around them have been hit by orbs, and they have the orb debuff, or they've been hit by something bad, so they really do need a lot of spot healing, and you're actually quite good on that as Holy Priest. Just slam them with some of those big juicy heals, and it's pretty nice. So here we're kind of looking and going, I just got Holy Word Serenity back. It's like, where are these hunters? I want to heal you. You're so far away. But yeah, we're in the final phase here. So again, just, you know, rashing that mana out. We did the channeled mana pot. We've got no other source of mana. We got to make do with what we've got. Fleshcraft, lovely. Again, the runes here, nothing we're really interacting with. Like, you're mostly just DPSing the boss as Holy. We're going to channel, I presume, yeah, our trinket. Good, that's going to give us some buffs, which is nice. And we should be coming into this Holy Word Salve pretty soon. Get our Unholy Nova. Fantastic. Coming up for another Serenity. There we go. And yeah, reapply that, the legendary stack into Salve. I think this Salve actually missed a few people. It's a little unlucky there in terms of my positioning and people running out with the bombs. But the boss is close to dead, so it's okay. You can see Twist Fate 3 is coming back. And we actually have him, and the boss is almost dead, so figured it was worthwhile to just throw it out. We've never got this far before. Obviously, the boss is pretty easy at this point. He's pretty much just going to die. So yeah, just do our him. And then again, Circle of Healing, this. Plump some heals on the tank. We're actually mostly doing damage. Full YOLO damage. Don't even care. Boss almost dead. Zero shits given. Try going as far in the corner here as possible. I'm not sure if I might have hit some people with that, but there wasn't much else for us to go. The beams are happening at the same time. But yeah, I mean, the boss is basically just dead. In fact, just getting hit by an orb here. We're just... I love it. Watching this back, I'm like, I just started tunneling the boss at like 2% left. I was like, we got it. Fuck it. Let's go. And then I think the tank ad explodes and kills everyone. But yeah, there you go. That is Fatescribe Roh-Kalo on Holy Priest. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. I think they're pretty good timings for Holy Priest. I think that does make sense. In terms of playing it better compared to what I did. Some of the positioning in that intermission, the second one, would have been better to get that a little bit cleaner. Typically saving Guardian Spirit, by the way, for the tanks for the intermission, just to remove some stress from them. And yeah, just Prayer Mending, Circle of Healing on CD, Holy Words pretty much on CD where effective, and then filling in with heals as much as your mana allows. I think I'm pretty much in like Disc and Shadow gear, so I probably have way too much haste. So if you had less haste, you might have a better time casting more and getting more value. I tend to just run if I do too much, even with a couple of innervates and mana pots. So you could get 2 mana pots in if you did one early and one in P3. Anyway, there's some ideas. Hope it was some use to you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.